What we're going to do now is add a category. So a category is basically I'm going to define it as like a major topic, and under that major topic you're going to have subcategories or a breakdown of the category. So let's take, for example, let's look at shop supplies. So if shop supplies were your category, you would type that here. Okay, so now we have our main topic is shop supplies. Let me make that an S. And then underneath shop supplies, you're basically looking at, okay, so what do we want to track? You know, you can micromanage, or you can be very basic, or maybe there's certain items that you want to track, so you can add those to the list. For example, brake clean. You may want to keep an eye on brake clean because it's an expensive product and you don't want too much of that being used. So under your category name, we have shop supplies. Now we're going to go down here and we're going to look at some of the things that we want to track under shop supplies. So brake clean, for example. Now over here where it says yes and it says no, you can switch that to either one. Okay, this fixed cost. Fixed cost basically means that it's required to open the doors. In other words, an example of fixed cost would be your electric bill, your lease payment, your rent payment, your gas bill. Anything that's considered necessary to run the business is known as a fixed cost. So brake clean is not necessarily a fixed cost. You can run the business with or without it. You may disagree on that, but for the most part, it's not like your electric bill, for example, where if you don't pay it, they're going to shut the lights off. You can get by without brake clean, but you cannot get by without electricity. So we're going to say that brake clean is not a fixed cost. Now, why, you're probably wondering why we would track fixed cost. Because there's a report in the program called the Owner's Break-Even Report. And it looks at all the expenses required to run the business versus other criteria to make a report that basically tells you how much it costs to open up the doors for a given week or a month, however you want to print the report. So for example, it might take $3,787 to take care of payroll, all the fixed expenses to operate the business for 1 week. So that's the reason we're going to track fixed cost. So now under your subcategories, we might want to look at engine oil as something that we want to track, and I would say no, that's not a fixed cost. You may want to track rags. Rags, or you could call them shop towels. Is that a fixed cost? No, you don't have to have them to open the doors. Now under shop supplies, maybe we're going to track transmission fluid. Is that a fixed cost? No. That's actually an expense that you would pass on to the customer. So that's just a few examples of a category of shop supplies, and subcategories are a further breakdown of things that you either want to track personally yourself, or you feel the need to put them in their own category instead of a very vague or general category. So once you've added your category, your subcategories, and you've answered yes or no to these questions about fixed cost, then you go to the bottom of the page and you basically just hit the save button, and that will save this information, and it becomes part of the program. And the reason you're setting up the categories and the subcategories in the first place is because there's a report called the financial report, and it basically breaks down all your expenses. So all the data that you're entering into the program, the receipts, all your tax write-offs, the program's properly storing those under certain categories and subcategories. And then when the report is printed, then you'll see, like under shop supplies, exactly how much you spent on brake clean, engine oil, rags, and so on. So basically, it's all part of the financial report. The financial report is something that you'll print depending on how you run your business. Me personally, I print it monthly from the first of the month to the end of the month, and I convert it to a PDF and I email it to my accountant, and he goes and does my P&L and tracks all my taxes for me. So that's the whole concept of the program, is to be able to make a financial statement that you can give to your accountant so that he can do your taxes and get you the write-offs and stuff you need to run your business. Now the program, honestly, it saves you the need to have a bookkeeper. You know, basically the program is your bookkeeper. So if you look at the expense of a bookkeeper or your own personal time that you might be spending to track all this stuff, the program is definitely an asset for your business. Now there's one other thing that I want to talk about here real quick, and that is you can actually go to all categories, and in this section you can find your categories. They're all listed right here, and you can go over here and hit this edit button, and with this edit button you can go in here and you can overwrite, change these to suit your own personal needs. You can eliminate them completely, just hit the delete button and they all go away, and start over and create your own. So you can customize this for your business, or you can use the preset categories and subcategories that are already in the program to help you get started. But if they're not meeting your personal needs, obviously change them. I hope this video helps with you understanding the program, and you have a great day.